Good afternoon, everyone. Sharice Jervis-Hill here from Events to Remember and PR to Remember with our Coffee with Cher session. I'm excited to have Younas with us today. He is the CEO and founder of vFairs. Welcome to Coffee with Cher.
Thank you so much for having me. Looking forward to the session.
Of course, thank you for being here. So our afternoon cheers. I have coffee in my mug, so I'm cheersing to you. All right, so tell me a little bit about vFairs. Tell us about vFairs and how you got started.
So vFairs is an all-in-one event management platform. We provide software to companies, universities, and organizations to help them run in-person events and virtual events. We started as a virtual event company first, and all the way up until COVID, we were helping companies run a lot of virtual events. As COVID started to kind of finish, a lot of these customers were like, we love you guys. We are doing a lot of virtual events with you, but there's a lot of pent-up demand for in-person meetings. Can you also help us with in-person events? And we also built our product line for that. The way we started is actually such a funny story. When I was graduating from University of Texas at Austin, I went to a job fair from at my university, and I had to wait in line for hours to talk to a rep at IBM. For me, IBM was my dream company back in 2007. In Austin, they were really, really big. So I waited for like 1.5 hours to talk to that rep. I had a 4.0 GPA, scholarship, very, just I think academically great student. And when I gave him my resume, he could see the line, like, there were hundreds of people waiting over there. He picked up that resume and he kept it among thousands of the resumes. And I was like, oh, I don't know how you'll find that resume now. B, he answered a couple of questions quickly, like in 1 minute or less. And then he said, oh, everything else is on the website. You can go and you can apply for the internship online. You can apply for the job online. And I just left from there. I was like, what has just happened? I waited in line for an hour to talk to someone. And there's someone clearly, if of no fault of his own, is extremely busy because there are 100 more people who want to talk to him.
Yeah.
So what's the use of this event? He clearly would not remember this conversation.
Yeah.
My resume is now among a stack of hundreds and thousands of other resumes.
Yeah.
Clearly, he is not, he don't see the benefit of all of this. I clearly don't see the benefit of all of this. So I went back to eventually later on to him and to the university organization. I was like, maybe we should do a lot of this online as well, because when you're doing things online, first of all, any conversation is tracked.
Yeah.
Same version of the resume is now digitally available. So you can actually query that resume. You can also match the right candidate with the right recruiter. Maybe the hundreds of other people, maybe IBM does not even have internships for that major, for that degree. That's why I just started launching vFairs. It initially started to only serve the use case for virtual job fairs. Other customers started coming to us and said, oh, I want to do a conference, I want to do a trade show, I want to do an open day. And then we kind of build a platform that helps any kind of an event. So that's a bit of a story. I just got frustrated staying in line for 1 hour, and I thought, let's just solve that problem.
Wow, that's a great story. And vFairs is, a global brand. I mean, you guys are servicing, we're actually working with you on a project, excited about that. But you guys are really, servicing the world, which is really fantastic.
100%. So at this point, we are serving customers from 100+ different countries. We are 250+ employees serving from 17 different countries. And again, we work with organizations of all scale, small startups to big organizations. 30 of the top 100 Fortune 100 companies work with us. Again, if you pick up the top 100 universities out there in the world, more than 30% of them work with us. A lot of nonprofits, governments work with us. So extremely proud of the journey. And again, it's our customers who has helped us be where we are today.
That's awesome. So anything new? We're kind of hitting that turn for June, wrapping up your first, second quarter. Anything new that vFairs is working on?
I have to say this year is the year for AI. So we are working with artificial intelligence stuff. So there are a lot of waves that come. Some of those waves are, I would say like they're just they don't add that extra layer of productivity. And there have been a layer for Bitcoin and metaverse and etc. But AI is real, and we are seeing that as and wherever we are adding that extra layer of AI
Mhm.
within our product line, our customers are loving it. So we initially used AI for content generation. In Q2, Q3, we're using AI for a lot of reporting purpose. And then we also provide badge printing, etc. So we are also getting into AI for facial recognition and for a lot of increased productivity. You can just give prompts to
Mhm.
you'll be able to give prompts to our software and they can build the event for you. So we are working on that a lot. And again, for us, just Q3, Q4 is mainly focused towards how can we make use of this AI powerful features and give more power to our customers to set up their events.
Oh, I love that. That's really exciting. I'm looking forward to that. So how do you set yourself apart? How does vFairs set itself apart from others that are in that kind of tech event platform space?
Yeah, I love it that when you said like tech event kind of space, we are a tech company, it's a
Mhm.
SaaS company, and for an external investor or anyone else, there are some SaaS metrics that you have to ideally hit in order to be recognized as, again, a unicorn or a decacorn, etc. Which is our goal. But we have an internal saying that we are first a company within the hospitality industry, and then we are in the tech industry. And what I really mean by that is that, see, we are providing software to companies to help them run events.
Mhm.
Event is a very tricky matter in a way that you work for months for that 1, 2, 3 days of an event.
Yeah.
And those days define how great of an effort the first 3 to 6 months were. It's like your wedding day. It cannot go wrong. And you want to make sure that leading up to that day, you're giving that comfort to the customer that everything is in control and you're following the best practices. And you want to make sure that their event stand out as compared to anything else that has happened, right? So the way we differentiate is that unlike a typical uh, technology company, we overstaff the post-sales side of it as compared to the sales side of it, because we
Mhm.
are of the opinion that if an event will go great, then that customer, those attendees, those exhibitors who experience all of that are going to be your potential future customers. So
Mm.
again, if you look at our headcount breakdown versus anyone else within our industry, we actually staff totally the opposite way. We have 80% of the people working on product, working on customer support, working on post-sales, because we want to make sure that our existing customers are the most happy customers out there. They become our brand ambassadors. They act as references for our future customers, and that is what fuels our growth. Versus a typical, technology company where 50% of the people will always be sales and marketing.
Yeah.
You want to give technology and let the customer figure it out, and you walk away, and you don't kind of try to spend money on customer support. So it's because of those reasons, if you look up us on G2, Capterra, Gartner, we are out there, number one, when it comes to the product and the customer support. Gartner recently recognized us as leader for their peer insight report, both for virtual events and as well as in-person events. So for someone who has been in-person events only for a couple of years and to be recognized as a leader for the peer insights Gartner category is something we're extremely proud of. And that's purely because of our customer support that we provide to our customers.
I love that. All right, so last question and my favorite question. I've been in business for 20 years. You've been in business for a really long time. I like to provide some advice for someone who either A, is new to this journey, and it's not an easy journey, but we love it, right? Or someone who's been in business for a while and really having a rough patch. What kind of advice would you share with either of those scenarios?
Yeah, there's a lot I can share. Again, there have been a lot of learnings over the last 15 plus years of me doing this. But I would say the more you will talk to your customers, they will guide you on the problems that exist within that space, within that industry. And if you genuinely try to solve those problems, you will find ways to grow your company. I never imagined I will be doing conferences and trade shows and a lot of other things, but we kept serving our customer, and one customer led us to another. That other customer led us to another use case, and that has helped us grow a lot. Secondly, when you talk to your customers, if you can make that customer happy, they will act as a reference for you. They will help you get more customers because they're already in that industry. They network with your prospects. They network with a lot of new companies, a lot of mid-sized companies, small companies, they worry a lot more about new sales. And as founders, as CEOs, a lot of them focus on that because getting a new company on board gives you that, adrenaline, it gives you that happiness. But I actually spend the time also the opposite way. I spend 80% of my time talking to existing customers because I'm of the opinion that if I just keep them happy, if I learn from them of why they picked up vFairs, what they're expecting out of vFairs, and if I just do that job really well, everything else will just naturally come. So for me, again, keep that customer as your first priority. Focus on them, focus on how they're doing their job, and try to make their job a lot more easy, and then everything else just naturally flows.
I love that. That's such great advice. Well, thank you so much for being here with us. Much gratitude. How can they find you? You want to leave your contact info?
Absolutely. So you guys can find us on vfairs.com. So V for victory, and then FAIRS.com. And again, you guys can find me on LinkedIn. So just search for Muhammad Younas, vFairs. I am pretty active on LinkedIn and would love to connect with each one of you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome.